Hello everyone, this is a quick example for one of our testers who has gotten this script that I have highlighted here in the script MDI window off of the website, and it was written by YaNvrNo, and he asked me to put it on to give it a shot to see how it works for me, and so he could see it work live. So, and this gives us the opportunity to check out a couple of the things that I've changed in recent versions. First of all, in order to get a log, you have to go up here and turn on the debug log. If you don't turn on the debug log, important events will be logged, but only major ones. If you want to see what's going on, including print outputs from scripts, turn on the debug log. I'll have that default on in future and allow people to turn it off for releases of their own screens. But in any event, all I've done is gone to the website, and I've quite literally just copied this as a text copy and pasted it into the editor. So let's hit run on that. And you can see nothing really happens when I do. We get a message start and end of script run. I have the log turned on, so we should be able to see any commands. And let's go down to the end here, because this is all that's happened since I started. Script MDI execution begins. Script complete, end wait on thread, end of script MDI script run. Whenever a thread is run, there is a wait for thread condition imposed, and we will wait for the script to end before the system actually will flip to the next command or allow another script. So we've run it and nothing has happened, but as we've spoken about before, when you run a script such as this one, all it does is instantiate it. So underneath here, we can hit a run of this script, and this is the example that YaNvrNo used, was Spiral 50.1.1.5. And if I hit run now, the entire function will again be substantiated or instantiated, because it will be read from line 1 downward, and by the time it gets down to here, it will have created this as a global function, so that you could call it from the scripter or anywhere. And we get Spiral 50.1.1.5 as what YaNvrNo used. I'll go to 0 because I'll assume that he wants us to start at 0 with this, and away it goes. And you can see here on the toolpath, we're getting the spiral that routine is supposed to do. Now, an interesting point is, just because this routine works and does our spiral does not mean that it is global once we leave this screen and go to our scripter. The reason for that is that the script network is completely reset, and copy that, when we go to the scripter. All scripts are shut down. All scripts are then reinstantiated, but that won't include something in a MDI window. It will include all library scripts, screen scripts, functional scripts. Everything will get reinstantiated into the fold, but things in an MDI won't. So let's go to the scripter for a second, turn it on. Now, I'm not going to check anything out. I'm just going to paste this same function into here and hit run. And when I do, I'll get a warning, no script is checked out. It's just warning me that I'm not working on a system script. I'm just using this as a scratch pad. So that's okay, and I hit run. And when I do, you can see all the numbers printing down below of the spiral. But you can also see that the toolpath is not running. Let me just kill this. The purple button over here, kill all threads, will kill all threads. And it's a good idea to kill all the threads if you have a bunch stacked up here as broken, because a running thread could actually do something which may interfere with what another thread is doing, because at that point you'll have 2 or 3 running at the same time. So when you see thread IDs over here, you might want to just hit the purple kill all threads button so that you'll know that everything at least is stopped and you're starting from nothing. Now, we're in the script, and as I said, you could see it print all the X and Y's of the spiral, but nothing moved over here on the toolpath. And this is because this debugger does not have a COM object associated to it. For safety's sake, when you're debugging scripts, I didn't want motion going on because that could hurt someone. So as a result, and you'll see when I stop something, now we have a broken thread, and we're debugged and stopped on line 7. From here I could single step my way through to see what values are and so on. And here on the side you can see under variables, this is just a pointer for our function itself. This is an environmental variable that we use in C. You shouldn't need to deal with it until you get quite advanced. But here are the variables: loops, segment, the T, the X, and the Y, and these will all update as you single step through the routine with this single step button. You can also step over lines, because you'll notice when I single step, sometimes it can stay on one line for 2 or 3 presses. This is because what looks like one line to you could be 4 assembled lines. And when you push step or step into, you're actually stepping through one machine code line of it, if you will. So it could take 4 presses. But if we use this line down here, step over, it typically takes 1 press per line, because no matter how many lines it translates to, it does them all at once and steps to the next line. So sometimes this is the better line to use when you're stepping through. And you can see our X and Y values are changing as I step through. So this function appears to be working well, but don't expect movement on your toolpath screen when you're in the debugger. You would have to be in the script, MDI script. There will appear a command called, well, I won't tell you what it's called yet, but there will be a command eventually which you can put into a debugger window, like down here above Spiral, to add a command structure which would then allow a debugged script to do output. But without a proper command structure underlying a script, it won't actually trigger motion, and that's why you won't get motion on a debug screen, on a scripter screen. But again, if we go back to our script and run it there, then you wouldn't have a problem. You could actually get motion, and right now my motors would be moving. Alright, that was just a quick video on how to use this spiral function and how it should react.